Hi, everybody. I've been getting lots of questions about the county charter revisions that are on the ballot, so I thought I would just answer all those questions once and for all with a little homemade video. So there are five, and I'll go through all five. It's probably take me 3 or 4 minutes to get through. But I'm pretty much voting yes on all of them. So if you don't want to watch the reasons why, you now know the answer to how I'm voting. But let me start with number one. Number one is pretty straightforward. It changes the county clerk to a nonpartisan position, which just brings that position in line with all of our local, our county commission jobs and our mayor. So I think local elections should be nonpartisan. So I am voting yes on the first one. The second one proposes a change to the county's resign to run law. Right now, if you're a county employee or a county board member and you decide to run for any other elected office, you have to quit your job or resign your position. And that seems a little harsh. So this change still says if you're going to run for a county position, you must resign. But if you, let's say, work at the county, but you would like to run for village council of, let's say, Miami Shores, you would be able to continue working at the county while you are running for the council position up in the village. So for me, I think that makes sense, and I'm going to vote yes for this change. Let's see, number 3. This is about citizen petitions. Right now, the process is you write the language, get the signatures. You need a lot of signatures to get on the ballot if the citizens want to put something on the ballot. I think it's over 100,000. So you go and you do that, and then the commission reviews that to make sure the language is legally sufficient to be put on the ballot. We had a problem a few years back where language was considered not legally sufficient. This was in a campaign finance adjustment, and so it was not allowed on the ballot, even though people had spent many, many hours collecting petitions. This reverses that process, and it means that if you have something you'd like to see on the ballot, we, the county commission, would review that for legal sufficiency first, and then you could go and collect the signatures. So you would know that your ballot language is already ready to go. Your job would just be to make sure you get the required number of signatures to put your initiative on the ballot. So I'm voting yes for that. Let's see, number 4. This is simple. It's an election housekeeping that should probably already be in the charter. What it says is if someone's running unopposed, we don't have to run the election, print the ballots, and count the votes. This can happen for all kinds of reasons, but sometimes it's pretty sad. Perhaps the other candidate passes away, or they decide they can no longer run for a family emergency, so the election is uncontested. We still have to run that election and incur all those costs. So again, I'm voting yes. This is pretty practical and a good cost-saving measure for the county. And let's see, number 5. This one is changing how when we collect signatures for petitions. We just talked about that a moment ago. Right now, many times people are paid to buy the signature as they collect those petitions. So this will say that that is no longer permitted. You would have to pay those people by the hour, right? Like every other worker. So there are groups that think that this change is a good idea. The League of Women Voters is one such group where they're saying if you work for a day, you deserve a day wages. Others like the process the way it is, where you can just continue to pay by the signature. In this case, I'm gonna go with the League of Women Voters, and so I'm also planning on voting yes for this item. Anyway, I should also, before I sign off, I need to give credit because I got a lot of good information from the New Tropic, Miami Herald, obviously League of Women Voters, all nonpartisan spots for you to go and search for information on these county charter amendments. But the county charter is our local constitution So please do look at these revisions and remember to vote. Thanks.